Hello everyone! I'm Angela with Happy Little Stitch Shop, and today I'm back with you for week 2 of our Guiding Stars quilt along. This is the quilt we are making. This is our Guiding Stars quilt along. This is the quilt pattern by Lavender Lime, and it features the fabric collection Songbook by Fancy That Design House for Moda Fabrics. So last week we put together the star blocks for our quilt. Let me grab them and show them to you. We made 4 of this kind and 5 of this kind. So that's on last week's video, which is on our Happy Little Stitch Shop YouTube channel if you still need it. It'll always be there. And this week we are going to work on section the top portion for section A and potentially the bottom portion. We're going to see how the top portion goes. I feel like both of them are short enough sections that we might be able to do them both in one video and get them done in 1 week, because it's just adding borders to your panels. So I feel like it's going to go pretty quickly. So we may finish the whole section A today, work on section B next week, and then add the final borders the following week and finish up the quilt. But I'm going to see how this goes, because I don't want to give you, too much in 1 week that it's going to be overwhelming. But I feel like adding the borders to the panels is going to go pretty fast. So that's what we're going to focus on today, and I'm just going to go through step by step with you as I make it. We're going to do some videos so that you can see exactly how it goes. I can't give you any information from the pattern, but you have the pattern, so you don't need that information. But I'll show you how we're going to add these borders to these panels to put together these next couple sections of this quilt. So let's take a peek. First of all, I have gone through and I've fussy cut all of my large panels from the large panel piece. We're going to need the small ones cut up too. I haven't done that yet, but I'm going to do that before the next step. Now, I've had some questions about fussy cutting out these large panels. They're not going to always line up the same, because as you can see, each different panel is a different size. This one is a lot bigger than this one. This one's not perfectly straight. I've had questions about this. I've contacted Moda about it, and they have said to me that if you look in the pattern pictures, they're not always perfectly centered. So it's fussy cutting. They're not going to line up exactly perfectly the way you want them to do. So don't get too hung up on making sure everything is perfectly straight, and making sure that's kind of the nuance of this quilt a little bit, is that it's not all perfectly centered with the panels. So don't get too worried about that. So first thing we're going to do is you're going to pick one large panel. I picked the one that they are working in the diagram of the pattern, so that it all makes sense to everybody. And I have my strips cut up here. These are the longer strips from fabric 1, and these are the shorter strips from fabric 1. So I've ironed all this stuff out. I've cut it all up. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take one of the shorter strips and just add it to the top. I'm going to sew this one to the top. I'm going to take one and I'm going to sew this one to the bottom. That's the first step. So go ahead and do that. Take that to your sewing machine, add the border to the top and the bottom, and then I'll meet you back here. Okay guys, so I went ahead and I added my top border and my bottom border, and I ironed those open. And now I am going to add the side ones. So take 2 of your longer strips, and we're just going to sew these right onto the side of this panel. And then I'll meet you back here. So I got my panel put together. Did it go together okay for you guys? Hopefully it did. It's just adding some borders, so hopefully it went smoothly. Let's take a peek. I'm really happy with how it turned out. It looks really nice. So we added the top and bottom first, and then we added the sides. So this panel is done. And now let's take a peek over here. I have all of my pieces together for the next part of section A, the top portion. So I have my 2 small panels fussy cut out. I have the 2 sides. So this is what we're going to do first, is we're going to add this to the right side of here and this to the right side of the panel here. That's the first step. And then once those are sewn together, then we just sew this to this, this to this, this to this, and this to this. Now note that in the pattern, this size is different than the top one. So make a note of that so that you don't accidentally add the same size strip onto the bottom, because it is a different width. So pay attention to that. But I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna add the sides to this and the sides to this, and then I'm gonna put all of this together, and then I'll meet you back here for finishing the top portion of section A. Okay, you guys, I have been sewing. My husband tells me there's a bubble on top of my head. I don't care. Here is my panel. The first part of section A. So this is all together, and now we're gonna work on the second part of section A, and I have it all laid out here. So let's take a peek. First thing is we're gonna work on this middle section. So I have my panel cut out, my small panel. I'm gonna add the top and the bottom border to it, and then I'm gonna add the side borders to it. I'm gonna press that all, iron it all out, and then I'm gonna add these 3 sections together. So I'll meet you back here after all of this section is put together. So I have the bottom portion of the panel together. If you are looking at my bubble, please avert your eyes and instead look at this beautiful panel. I love these fabrics. This I wouldn't tend to lean towards, but I still love it. I love this whole collection together. I think it looks fabulous. So now let's take a peek. This is gonna be our section A. So this is the top portion of section A. This is the bottom portion. So I just need to sew this together, and then that's going to complete section A. So I'm gonna go do that, and then I'll meet you back here and show you my completed section A. This went really fast. So if you didn't get all of your 9 blocks done last week, you might have time to fit in a few of those this week, because this went pretty fast. I'll be back soon. Okay, you guys, our section A is complete. Did you have fun sewing it all together and get it all done without any problems? I hope so. Here is my first section A. This went together pretty quickly, so the rest should hopefully go together just as smoothly. Now remember, I nearly forgot this, that we have to make 5 section A's. So you're gonna just switch out different panels or use whatever panels you want and add the borders just like we did in this whole video. Repeat that process 4 more times to have a total of 5 section A's. So that's what we're going to be working on this week, is trying to get all those section A's complete, which hopefully should go really quickly and smoothly for you. Have fun with it. Thank you to all of you who posted on Instagram and Facebook last week using hashtag Happy Little Stitch Shop and Guiding Stars QAL. I put your names in a drawing and I picked a name, and the winner for the prize this week is Kim Fish. Thank you so much, Kim, for sharing your 9 blocks that you made. They are gorgeous, and I know that you are loving this quilt-along, and I thank you for sharing it on Instagram and supporting our Happy Little Stitch Shop quilt-alongs. Thank you so, so much. Kim has won this Songbook sewing tin. It is adorable. I have one here that I have goodies in. These little sewing tins are perfect for all sorts of little pieces in your sewing room that you need to store in a little thing. I love this one. So Kim, contact me to claim your prize, and I will go ahead and get this out the door to you. It's super adorable. Congratulations. I hope you like it. And then please be sure that you comment in the video below when you post your progress pictures to Instagram and Facebook. That will kind of flag to me to go look for them to make sure I don't miss any. So please comment on this video, working on this week, and I posted my pictures to Instagram, so then I can go look at those 2 hashtags, and I'll write your name on a piece of paper and I'll put it in the drawing bowl for this week. So be sure you comment below when you post your progress pics, and please be sure you use hashtag Happy Little Stitch Shop and Guiding Stars QAL and post pics to Instagram and Facebook, and have fun putting the rest of your section A's together. I really do hope you enjoy it. This collection is gorgeous to work with, and I love the meaning behind this quilt, and I can already think in my head of at least 2 other people in my life who would love this quilt, that I feel like I need to make it 2 more times so that I can spread the joy of this quilt to other people. I don't know if that's going to happen, but I wish that I had all the time in the world to make that happen. So have fun making this quilt. And I think that's it for this week. I'll be back with you next week, and we'll start working on section B, and we'll put together a few of those for the quilt, and then we'll be ready to piece this whole quilt together and be ready to enjoy it. So have a fabulous week, you guys. Please be sure that you like this video, give us a thumbs up. Please be sure that you follow Happy Little Stitch Shop on Instagram and Facebook, and please also subscribe to our Happy Little Stitch Shop YouTube channel. We would really, really appreciate your support. And as always, go to happylittlestitchshop.com to check out all of our quilting and cross-stitching goodies. We appreciate your support of our family business so much, so please be sure to check us out. Have a fabulous week, you guys. I'll see you next week. Happy stitching.